Hello and welcome to the show. Apologies for the noise coming in through the background because I'm not in the audio booth, and of course, it's a full house. So, people watching TV, computers, that sort of thing. So expect interruptions every once in a while. Now, today's episode, I'd like us to look at the question. Let me see. Let me look at my list. Okay, so there's a question that I get a lot, and that question is, are you a content creator? And the answer that I give is no. Now, I consider that to be a very confusing question because there are very few people who make a living just by producing content alone, which is why I get confused when people ask me, are you a content creator? Because most of us who create content actually create content in the service of selling something else or marketing something else, which is the reason why I answer the question, are you a content creator? And I just answer people no. Because, well, yes, I'm creating content. That doesn't mean automatically I'm a content creator. Now, some of you are wondering, why the semantics, and we'll get into that. But for those of you who are listening to the show for the first time, if you'd love to connect with me for a strategy session, a business audit, or you want me to answer some business questions that you have, then connect with me over on WhatsApp. The phone number is 080-6466-2140. The country code is +234 if you are not Nigerian. Then you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. The name to look for is Tavishima Ayede. I also have a YouTube channel by the same name. So I was telling you guys about how whenever people ask me, are you a content creator? Because they see all the content I create, I answer no. The reason, like I said, is because I don't make a living just by creating content alone. I'm creating content that is in the service of selling or marketing something else that I do. So back in my wedding photography days, I was creating content that was in the service of selling my photography and video services. Now that I'm full-time into business consulting, I'm creating content that is selling my business consultancy services. And back in the days when my brother and I were in commodities trading, that's exporting charcoal and sesame seed and things like that, the little content that we did put up on YouTube actually was in the service of trying to promote us selling charcoal, selling sesame, and stuff like that. But yes, I do know that there are some people who produce content and make a living off that content alone. So, for instance, there's Pastor Jerry Eze. Now, this one I'm giving you guys, I haven't confirmed. I've just heard it as per gist. So I'm just telling you guys, if it turns out to be correct, then he's one of those people who produces content and he makes a living because the content is monetized in itself because of the views that they receive. Because he puts up these praise and worship stuff and prayer sessions, and apparently millions of Nigerians tune in and on YouTube and watch it every single day. And then, of course, he's getting a percentage of the he's getting a percentage of the dollars that they're receiving. And of course, with the exchange rate, forgive me, the weather here in Abuja, the Hamatan, I can't wait for the rainy season. So with the number of views that he's getting and, the small dollars and cents that they're receiving, by the time he takes his percentage and you convert it into Naira, you can see how, somebody, especially Nigerians, how we can make a living off of these things. Because in American terms, let's say you have a successful YouTube channel and then, like I hear other people complain, like, what's this guy's name? He's in the real estate space. I can't remember his name. Young guy, Christian guy, former baseball player. I think on his YouTube, he said he makes just like $40,000 US. And in his own opinion, $40,000 US is not much money. But whenever it is you're listening to this podcast, just take your calculator or go and check on the website and do $40,000. Then multiply that, use the Nigerian exchange rate. Even if you pay half of it in taxes, you can see that almost is not bad. So, yes, there are people like Pastor Jerry Eze. I heard, I have not confirmed, and he's not my guy, so I don't know him. But this is the gist that I've been hearing on the streets, that he is making a killing off of the content that he's producing. So someone like Jerry Eze, okay, yeah, content creator. Even though I thought of him more as a pastor and a youth and worship leader, rather than a content creator. But I hear right now that these days he's a content creator. So he is not producing content so that more people will go to his church and so that they can increase revenue. So maybe that was the game in the beginning, but right now he's making a living off the content. Then, let me see who else. Okay, I can't remember. I just skipped my mind. So apart from Pastor Jerry Eze, if I'm correct, then other people like us, regular people like us, we're creating content that we're going to use to sell something else. And that's the reason why I don't consider myself a content creator, even though all of us share that content we create. Now, some of you are going to ask me, what about influencers? Okay, yes, I agree. That's also a different category because we have people like Kim Kardashian, and then we have people like Bob Risky. Or is it Bob Risky? I'm not even sure what his name is. So we have people like Kim Kardashian and Bob Risky. These people exist, and what they do is they create lifestyle content, lifestyle in quote. So with the lifestyle content, it allows them to achieve fame and then notoriety, and then it now leads to endorsement deals for brands or businesses who are trying to hack popular attention in the media and over on the internet. So yeah, those sorts of things exist. Although people call them influencers, people don't call them content creators. But you can see that, there are some slight differences. So if you ask me, what do I do or who am I closer to? I would say I'm more like Mr. Macaroni. For those of you who are familiar with his videos, or rather, if you're familiar with his videos, you already know who he is. Now, if you're not familiar, Mr. Macaroni, he's an actor and he's a comedian, but he puts out these skits where he's like a sugar daddy and he's trying to, chase one or two runs. The runs don't always click well and, stuff like that, Shabo. Funny stuff. But the thing is, he's a comedian and he's an actor, and he has used these skits to, he has leveraged that to appear in Netflix movies, and he now headlines in comedy festivals and comedy shows. So I would say I'm closer to Mr. Macaroni because the content I'm producing is not the main thing, gong. It's not the bread and butter. It is the opportunities that the content will open up for me that is the main thing. So I'll say I'm closer to Mr. Macaroni, although I'll say I'm better looking. But yeah, he has more money than me, for now. So I'm similar to him because I make content around sales, sometimes marketing, and it helps me to build my credibility as a speaker and as a trainer. And I use that to leverage for paid speaking, paid coaching, and paid consulting gigs. So that's the reason why I answered the question. Nope, I'm not a content creator because, to be honest, I'm not like any of these folks. I'm not like Bob Risky. I'm not like Kim Kardashian. I'm not like Pastor Jerry Eze. If you say I must pick a side, I'll say I'm closer to Mr. Macaroni because Macaroni is producing content, but what Mr. Macaroni is eyeing, I suspect that he even wants to appear in international movies at some point. That's the way I read the guy. I think that's where he's heading, like to be in some Oscar-nominated movies and things like that. So if I must pick a stand, I'll say I'm closer to Mr. Macaroni. Now, leads to a bigger question. Should you be a content creator? That is you right now listening to this podcast. Should you be a content creator? With the way we have defined content creator, honestly, I would not advise you to be a content creator because the odds of success are surprisingly low, even though it appears that those people live a much more glamorous life. Kim Kardashian and her sisters and her family, obviously, they're paid, mad paid. Bob Risky is mad paid and he's living a life. But the thing is, that game is hard. To try and out Kardashian the Kardashians is hard. To try and out Risky Bob Risky is hard. So Bob Risky is out there and, rumors and then gist and then the cross-dressing and then the this and the that. And if you want to say you're going to be madder than Bob Risky is hard. I'm just being real with you. Not everybody has that level of, what's it called? Not everybody has that level of, whatever it is, to make it happen. In fact, in this part of the world, if somebody releases your sex tape, you go and hide and pray that, the ground should swallow you. So it's not for everybody, really. It's hard to build Kardashian clout. And it's hard to build a Bob Risky reputation. So in my own opinion, should you be a content creator listening to this thing, I'll say don't do it. I beg. It looks glamorous, but the odds of success are very, very, very low. But yes, for the people who hit it big, they hit very, very well, but the odds are low. So in my own opinion, I think it is better to create content around a skill set or around an interest that you have than now try and monetize that whole thing. That is what I recommend, because it is easier to make a living or to win doing that sort of thing. If I say I want to compete with Bob Risky, it's going to be hard, because first off, I'm going to have to bleach. I'll have to lose my pot belly. What else? All the other things that he's trying to do. I need to look for some scandalous angle, and then, man, like that's plenty of work. But you can see that with me coming up here to create educational content, 2-3 times a week, it's doable. I've been doing this for close to 5 years, and it looks like it's the kind of thing I can do for another 20. And it doesn't depend on me being scandalous or me going viral or stuff like that. So I really think this is a much more easier lifestyle, and it's something that's more achievable for everybody else. So create content around the skill set that you have or around an interest that you have. Eventually we'll try and figure out a way to monetize that. Then I also think that creating educational content is the easiest path. Whenever I'm speaking, I tell people about this sort of thing, especially ladies. So I'm not picking on you ladies, because there've been a couple of sessions, where I'm addressing specific female audiences. Like last year when I did the Women in Marketing thing with Avon Hub, and then I think the year before where I was talking to the Abuja Business Women's Networking thing. I can't remember what it is that was called. And then these kind of questions always come up because they're worried about going viral and producing entertaining content and things like that. So please, my dear, lovely sisters, please, my sisters, my mommies, my aunties, I'm begging you guys, yes, it'll be nice to go viral and to do and to dance and to point and to twerk and to everything and to do whatever it is that is raining. But I honestly think creating educational content is the easiest path, because it does not require much talent and it does not require much XYZ. Like for the pointing and the dancing and the twerking thing, obviously, if you're not yellow, the thing won't fly. If you don't have hips, the thing won't fly. If you don't have boobs, the thing won't fly. If you don't, you see where I'm heading. But if it's going to be educational content, it doesn't matter if you're tall or short, yellow or black. In fact, what you look like and all the extra stuff is even by the way. So you guys listen to me right now. You guys don't care whether I'm handsome or I'm ugly. If you see me and I'm handsome, like, oh, okay, it's a plus. If you see me and I'm ugly, you say, chai, this guy no try, sha. But at least you still continue to flow with me, because what I'm saying is making sense. We'll still keep vibing. And it's the same thing. Like Abuja, what's her name? Niger brand, what's her name? Niger brand chick. I can't remember her name, sha. So like Niger brand chick. If you like them small and slim, then she's not your type. But the thing is, she's producing educational business content. So regardless of how she looks, you will still have to be flowing with her, because she's dropping business gems. She's dropping nuggets that will move your business forward. So me personally, that's what I advise. This educational content thing is the easiest path. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be fine. You don't have to be fit. You don't have to be trendy. You don't have to cause controversy. You don't have to, what's that word? You don't have to go viral. You don't have to whatever. You can just be doing your educational content steady, jejely. Just be doing your thing. Continue to promote. Continue to iterate. Continue to refine. Eventually find your audiences. Start trying to build communities around it. You can just be doing this thing small. Just take it in your style and just be moving. So for me, educational content, I'll say that's the one that you should do. So with my podcast, I set out to educate people primarily. If any of you are entertained because of things that I say, that entertainment is just a byproduct. It was not me deciding that, look, today I'm going to make you guys laugh like Mr. Macaron. It just happened to be a byproduct that you guys are feeling me or you're feeling my humor. But primarily, I came here to not to entertain, to educate. If I want to do the Mr. Macaroni thing, I mean, think about it. Think about the number of videos that the guy drops in a year. And every single video, he has to make you guys laugh. Think about how hard that thing must be. The level of talent that is required, the level of scripting that is required. Then, of course, he has to pay actresses to show up in the video. So casting is also a problem. You need to make sure that you cast the right people, the people who have the right talent, that and understand your vision, who can flow with you. Think about how hard that thing must be. So if he makes 100 videos every year, in 100 videos, he has to make all of you laugh, or else he's off point. But for me, I can show up quietly every day. Just pick up my phone, make some educational content. So long as I know that I'm spitting truth and I'm spitting value, I'm fine. And it's okay. If some things are, maybe it's kind of like a flop, it's not a problem. You guys won't punish me. You say, okay, that episode was half mark, but you still be here. For people like Mr. Macron, if he drops 100 videos in a year, he can't afford to have pass mark, more than, 20 or 30% of the time. For me, if I have 30 or 40% pass mark on my videos, it's okay. You guys will still be back, so long as you think I'm dropping value. So, the thing that Mr. Macaroni does, very hard. The thing that Mr. Beast does, very hard. Kim Kardashian, very hard. Bobrisky, very hard. Not everybody has the skill set or the talent to pull those sorts of things off. Sorry, one moment. Sorry about that. I had to attend to one of the kids. Where was I? So basically, the reason why I say educational content is the way forward is because anybody can do what I do. To take your phone, explain what you do, teach people how to do it, show them how it can benefit their personal life or to benefit their business life. Sorry, one moment. Okay, now sorry about that. This time it was my wife who walked in because she needed bathroom slippers. Luckily, I was able to hit pause just on time before she came in. So if not, you guys would have heard what my wife sounds like. But anyway, most of the times when we're hanging out, our conversation is inappropriate. So it's a good thing that I paused the microphone anyway. So where was I? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. So basically what I was trying to say is educational content. That's the way to go. Anybody can do what I do. Just pull out your phone. Explain what you do. Teach people. This is how it will benefit your business. This is how it will benefit your life. So I recommend, yes, people do what I do. Don't be a content creator. So summary, am I a content creator? The answer is no. I don't like to think of myself as one. But should we all be creating content as business people? This is a separate question. If you're a business person, should you be creating content on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on your website, on your whatever? My answer is a very, very big yes. Y-E-S, capital yes. Because it is the easiest and the cheapest way that people are going to be able to know this is who we are, this is what we can do. These are the services and the products that we have, that we're putting out in the market and that people can buy. And this is how our products and services can help them. So should we all be creating content? My answer, capital Y-E-S. And just in case I haven't emphasized it enough, let me emphasize it again. What kind of content should we be creating as business people? In my own opinion, we should be creating educational content because it requires less charm and it requires less talent. Anybody can do it. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, tall, fat, slim, short. You can be black like me or yellow like Toke Makinwa. Nobody cares. Educational content. Easy to do. Another reason why we should all be doing educational content is because when you're doing entertaining content, it is trendy and it doesn't age well. Like the Abuja business, the Abuja women networking thing from 2 years ago. The thing that was raining then was pointing and twerking. Now, pointing and twerking, is it raining? Pointing and twerking has passed. So the videos that you did back then of the pointing and the twerking that made you seem go viral or something like that video now is consigned to that part of history. You cannot do anything again for you tomorrow. But me, that I'm trying to do educational content, Educational content is evergreen. It lasts forever. It lasts for always. My oldest episodes from 5 years ago are the ones that are the most popular. Those of you who are doing entertainment stuff, the videos, the content, the podcast, the blogs that you guys put out 5 years ago, you can't use it for nothing. But me, I can take a podcast episode that I created 5 years ago and I can share it again. In fact, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see that lots of the times that's what I'm doing. I'm taking past episodes and I'm sharing them every day. Somebody will listen and say, oh, I agree. I don't agree. I like this. I don't like this. In the comment, we can start debating it. You can see that I'm gaining engagement from stuff that I produced 3, 4, 5 years ago. If you're doing the entertaining content thing, once you've done the pointing and the twerking or whatever was raining, what challenge again? Ice water challenge, this challenge, that challenge. Once you do the challenge, once challenge has finished and another trend comes, it's gone. You can't use it for anything again. But for me, I have evergreen content. Evergreen just means it will always work. I can always use it. In fact, we're not in control of our lives. So, we don't know what happens. But, God granting us good life and a long life. I won't be surprised if somebody is listening to this podcast now, but 30 years have passed since the day that I recorded this thing. So this is 2025 plus 30 should be 55. So it's possible that there's somebody listening to this episode right now in the year 2055, and the thing will still make sense because I set out to make educational content, so it's evergreen. So that is my recommendation. No, I'm not a content creator. You, listening to this podcast, please do not become a content creator. But as a business person, yes, produce content. The kind of content you should produce should be educational content because it's the easiest and it's evergreen. It doesn't require too much to do. But anyway, that's my own opinion. If you think you can cause your business to blow or to whatever from doing entertaining, trendy, lifestyle, whatever content, then yeah, sure, have at it. And if it works, please let me know so that I can even interview you and come and share the secret over here on the podcast so that other people who don't like all these things that I say about educational content, other people can get to know another way that you can use to use content to help build your business. So that's it pretty much for today. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If you'd love to connect for a strategy session, a business audit, or you want me to answer some questions that you have, connect with me on WhatsApp. The phone number is 080-6466-2140. The country code is +234. Also, connect with me on LinkedIn. The name to look for is Tavishima Ayede. I have a YouTube channel with the same name. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.